Kendrick Perkins' life changed one day on ESPN, and it wasn't for the hot takes that he's known for now. It was for breaking news about his buddy Kevin Durant.
I'm not ruling out the Knicks, but I think the Nets are the front runners and people are not giving them the...
How come?
Just because. I mean, sources tell me that the Nets are the front
runners for your former teammate, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Oh, and everybody ran with that, as they should, because Perk was one of KD's all-time favorite teammates. And guess what? He was right. Pretty soon, Perk was in demand to talk NBA. But he's not Adrian Wojnarowski, okay? Perk knew that breaking NBA news was not a career for him, so he used the extra TV time to create a different lane. Flaming hot takes.
I think Kyrie was disrespectful to the city of Boston. I thought he had got it, but he was just a bad leader.
Knicks fans especially thought Kristaps Porzingis had value.
No, not at all. I just never been high on the big man that's a diva, and I feel like he is a diva to the max. I could name 20 guys that I'd take over him right now.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So you can kind of see present day Perk there, right? Spicy takes, but he's more soft-spoken back then because he's new on TV. But that day, Perk tweeted, "Who does ESPN and FS1 in the same morning 45 minutes apart? Big Perk does." Yeah, he was feeling himself. Screw being a coach. Do you know how many role players become NBA media stars? Normally it's Hall of Famers like Shaq or Charles Barkley, but Kendrick Perkins? Not in a million years. All he had to do, though, was talk trash, which comes natural. So, while NBA analysts like Zach Lowe were getting fired, ESPN signed Perk to a full-time contract. But 5 years later, he is paying a huge price. It was revealed that Perk was banned by the Celtics, and he played the majority of his career there. But now, he is not welcome. Somebody in the organization said something so nasty about him, it's hard to even read. But I am playing So Rare this year, and they are all in for the in-season tournament, now called the Emirates Cup. If you never played So Rare, it's like NBA Fantasy, but with player cards that you can collect and play every single night. They have daily games to go along with the Emirates Cup this year. They're giving out over 100 grand of actual cash, and every Tuesday and Friday during the Emirates Cup, they're giving out 15K. Even in common contests. So you don't have to actually buy a So Rare card yet, and you can win. But they're also giving away tickets to the final in Las Vegas. You just enter a contest and you are in a raffle. 5 people will win that raffle for 2 tickets to Vegas in December. Plus, for every card that you buy on those cup days, talking limited, rare, super rare, whatever, you get additional raffle entries to win. So you can sign up with my link in the description. You get 20% off up to $100 in credit to buy cards for those cash games that are a ton of fun to play. So come play So Rare NBA with me this year, especially during the Emirates Cup. It is a great way to follow the league all year long and have a ton of fun along the way. But Perk also lost one of his closest friendships when Kevin Durant won MVP. Everybody remembers KD calling his mom the real MVP. But listen to what he said about Perk.
The moment you got here, man, you just changed my whole perception of you. Just one of the best teammates I ever had, man. I thank you so much. The late night calls after tough games, you texting me, telling me I'm an MVP.
And it was that bond that allowed Perk to break that news about the Nets. But soon after, he was leveraging that friendship to make a different kind of news. In about 30 minutes, I'm gonna give my opinion on SportsCenter about why I believe Russell Westbrook is the best player to ever put on an Oklahoma City Thunder jersey. He's Mr. Thunder. And come on, Perk knows what he's doing with that comment. So sure enough, Kevin Durant chimes in. Yeah, and our starting center, Kendrick Perkins, averaged a whopping 2 and 3. You played hard though, champ. So Perk responds, "Boy, stop. You did the weakest move in NBA history. Up on a team 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals and then go join them the following season? Heart of a champion right there. Oh yeah, weak is starting at center playing real minutes with no production. Should have worked on your skills as much as I did." But Perk got personal. That's fine. You worked that hard and still had to go join a 73-9 team. Truth be told, you don't even feel like a real champ. You have a hard time sleeping at night, huh? Knowing that you took the coward's way out. My goodness. And you know that got Perk all over ESPN the next day. It reminds you of how Charles Barkley lost his friendship with Michael Jordan. MJ was failing as an NBA owner, and Chuck said Jordan surrounds himself with yes men instead of real basketball people. He might have had a point, but MJ hasn't spoken to Chuck in 11 years, and they used to be best friends. But Perk has lost a lot more than a friend. He has been banned by an entire franchise. Dude won a championship in Boston as their starting center in 2008, and he was a Celtic from 2003 to 2011. So when they celebrated the 2024 title, Perk wanted to go, but two sources said people now hate him in Boston. He was asking everyone to get a spot at TD Garden, but he is not welcome here. A lot of players can't stand him anymore. Some players got approached by him to see if they could get him involved in the opening night celebrations, but nobody wanted him involved, as nobody wants him around here. Dude, that is so nasty. So what did he say? Well, Perk's been real critical about his old team, but one statement went too far, and even Perk apologized for it. For one thing, he loves to crap on Jason Tatum, says he's not a real superstar, which is fine, but even when the Celtics won the championship, he doubled down.
No one in the NBA is scared right now of the Boston Celtics. This is why the New York Knicks went out and they went and got Mikal Bridges and they upgraded their roster. This is why the Philadelphia 76ers went out and got Paul George. A lot of people was looking at the path that the Celtics went through to win the NBA championship and say that they actually had an easy path.
What? He's saying that other teams getting better means that they're not afraid of the Celtics? Wouldn't it be the other way around? Like, if they're not scared, nah, we'll stand pat, we're good. No change is needed because they suck. No, they're like, we need to get better because the Celtics are that good. It doesn't even make sense. So you can see why the Celtics feel like Perk is just reaching for things, trying to stir up drama. But then he crossed the line. Perk was criticizing Coach Joe Mazzulla's basketball IQ. Mazzulla took over for Ime Udoka in the middle of the season and lost in the conference finals after making the finals. So Perk didn't just call him dumb. He said this.
If you take his brain out and you put it in the bird is going to start flying backwards, okay? You got that, Joe Mazzulla. You know why I say that?
No.
Because
I love how Malika Andrews is like, no, I don't know why you said that. Such a dumb analogy. Like, it's not even clever. It's not like people go, oh, it flies backwards. Good one. But even though it was dumb, it reached the Celtics. Mazzulla was asked about a play later that week, and he said, you know, I got a bird brain. I can't answer that. Then all of a sudden, when Boston celebrates, Perk's not there. Now, he says he doesn't care. He wouldn't have gone anyway, but you know he's lying for one reason. Ex-teammate Brian Scalabrine said on his radio show, Perk's not invited, and he went insane. He was so hurt by this. Perk attacked Scal's character on All the Smoke.
to be quite honest, I don't give a right? I don't give a Scal, who the are you? Who are you to be shot calling?
Right.
You was the same motherfucker that when we won a championship, you was in street clothes, hurry up and went changed into your jersey so once we started taking pictures, you could know that you was part of the team. That was real though.
Wow. Does that sound like a guy who doesn't care? Or a guy who's so upset he needs to get personal? Now, I know a lot of this is like BS gossip at this point, but it really makes you think about the choices these players make after the NBA. So far for Perk, he has traded relationships for money and fame. How much money? Well, the most Perk made in the NBA was a stretch in OKC at an average of $7.4 million per year. His career NBA earnings were $57.7 million. But if he is the next Charles Barkley like he hopes, Chuck makes $21 million a year and his contract is $210 million. A player like Perk would never see that kind of money in the NBA, but he might on TV if he burns enough bridges. But one guy who will make that much money and more is Chet Holmgren. The kid is taking the second-year leap that we all thought Victor Wembanyama would make. So why is Chet playing so well right now while Wemby is struggling?